The crowd is roaring, lights blazing, cameras flashing, but inside the ring, there's a calm, almost chilling focus in the eyes of Canelo Álvarez. No emotion, no hesitation. Just a man who knows exactly what he came here to do. But what most people don't see is the road that led him here. A road filled with struggle, doubt, sacrifice, and a fire that refused to die. Before the fame, before the titles, before millions of fans chanted his name, Canelo was just a skinny red-haired kid growing up in the small town of Juanacatlan, Mexico. In a country where boxing is more than a sport, it's a way out, a way to survive. And for Canelo, survival wasn't just physical, it was emotional, financial, and deeply personal. He was the youngest of 8 siblings. Money was tight, opportunities were rare. But one thing was clear from the start. He was different. Not louder, not stronger. Just more determined. While other kids played in the streets, Canelo found himself drawn to something else. Something brutal, something disciplined. Boxing. At the age of 13, he stepped into a gym for the first time. No fancy equipment, no big dreams yet. Just curiosity. But that curiosity quickly turned into obsession. Punch after punch, round after round. He wasn't just learning how to fight. He was building something inside himself. A mindset that would later define his entire career. But talent alone wasn't enough. He faced older, stronger fighters. He got hit, he lost. He bled. And there were moments, many moments, where quitting would have been easier. But Canelo didn't quit. He adapted, he improved. He stayed. By the time he was 15, he had already fought in amateur bouts. And not long after, he made a bold decision. He turned professional at just 15 years old. Think about that for a second. While most teenagers are still figuring out who they are, Canelo was stepping into rings with grown men, risking everything. And he didn't just survive, he dominated. Fight after fight, he built a reputation, not just as a boxer, but as a problem. His style was unique, sharp counterpunching, incredible head movement, and a calmness under pressure that made opponents uncomfortable. He wasn't flashy, but he was effective. Deadly effective. As his record grew, so did the attention. Mexico started to notice, then the world. But with attention came pressure, expectations, critics, doubters. And then came the moment that would change everything. In 2013, Canelo stepped into the ring against one of the greatest fighters of all time, Floyd Mayweather Jr., undefeated, untouchable, a master of the sport. For many, this wasn't just a fight. It was a lesson waiting to happen, and it was.
Canelo lost that fight, not just on the scorecards, but mentally, strategically. He was outclassed, outsmarted. For the first time on the biggest stage, he looked human. Vulnerable critics were quick. He's not ready. He's overrated. He'll never be great. For many fighters, a loss like that, especially on such a massive stage, can break them. It can destroy confidence. End careers, but not Canelo. That loss didn't break him. It rebuilt him. He went back to the gym, not with anger, but with purpose. He studied the fight, every mistake, every missed opportunity. He didn't blame anyone. He didn't make excuses. He evolved. And what came next was a completely different fighter. Stronger, smarter, more patient, more dangerous. Over the next few years, Canelo faced elite competition. Names like Gennady Golovkin, a feared knockout artist who many avoided. Their first fight, a brutal war. Close, controversial. Some said Golovkin won, others disagreed. But instead of avoiding a rematch, Canelo leaned into it. The second fight was different, more aggressive, more calculated. This time, he didn't just survive, he proved a point. He could stand toe-to-toe with the most dangerous fighters in the world and win. And from that moment on, there was no looking back. Canelo didn't just stay in one division. He moved up, took risks, challenged bigger opponents. He wasn't chasing easy wins. He was chasing legacy.
Titles started stacking up. Super welterweight, middleweight. Super middleweight, light heavyweight, each belt, a statement, each victory, a step closer to greatness. But what made Canelo truly special wasn't just his skill. It was his discipline, his mindset, his refusal to stay comfortable. While others partied, he trained. While others made excuses, he improved. While others avoided risks, he embraced them. Outside the ring, his life changed too. The money came, the fame. The luxury mansions, cars, global recognition. But if you look closely, the same kid from Juanacatlan is still there. Focused, hungry, grounded, he never forgot where he came from. And maybe that's the secret. Because boxing isn't just physical. It's mental, emotional. It's about who you are when things go wrong. When you're tired, when you're hurt, when the world doubts you. Canelo has been through all of it. Criticism about decisions, controversies, high expectations, pressure from an entire nation. But through it all, he stayed consistent. And consistency is what builds legends. Today, when people talk about the greatest fighters of this generation, Canelo's name is always there. Not because of hype, not because of marketing, but because of what he's done. Again and again, against the best. But here's what most people don't understand. Canelo's story isn't about being perfect. It's about growth. It's about taking losses and turning them into lessons. It's about showing up, even when it's hard. It's about building something real, step by step, fight by fight. Because behind every punch, there's a story. Behind every victory, there's sacrifice. And behind every champion, there's a version of them that almost gave up, but didn't. That's the untold story of Canelo Álvarez. Not just a boxer, not just a champion, but a symbol of what's possible when talent meets discipline and pressure meets purpose. And maybe that's why when he steps into the ring, there's something different about him. Not fear, not doubt, just belief. A belief built over years of struggle, sacrifice, and silent work. Because at the end of the day, boxing isn't just about who hits harder. It's about who refuses to quit, and Canelo never did.